Hi everybody, welcome to Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig. My name is Leslie Ray and this is my crafty gig for February. I usually have 2 crafty gigs in February. This week we're going to be focusing on Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's Day. It's one of my favorite days to craft for. And so I want to share with you a couple of treats that I'm going to be doing with my kids for their classes and for their friends. And hopefully it'll inspire you to make a little some Valentine for one of your friends or your loved one. So we have some new folks in the room. Over to my side, over here, that way, is a chat room. And so if you want to join in with the folks who are talking to me and talking about who knows what else, you just need to sign in on your Ustream account and you can do so. Occasionally, if they're asking questions during the demo, I will look over there and repeat their question and answer it so everybody kind of knows what the answer is to that. Tonight, I plan to do a couple of crafts. One of them is going to be using some lovely chocolate. Chocolate. And these lovely chocolates. So that's going to be one of them. And the other one is going to be to make a little notepad because Sam just went through a whole thing about going to the dentist and being good to your teeth. And so she's on a kick. And I said, what kind of candy do you want to give? Hey, Karen. And Sam said, I don't want to give candy today. So we're not giving candy for Valentine's for Sam. Instead, we are giving little notepads and some homemade crayons. I'll talk to you a minute about homemade crayons. Let me show you my bowl here. In my bowl, I have some homemade crayons. Let's see. There we go. Now, these crayons... Oh, it's Snoozin Smurf. Hi, Susan. These crayons are made with our crayon factory. And what we do is we cut up crayons like this and put them in the little crayon factory. And it's really cool because it uses a lamp, a light lamp, and it melts your crayons for you. And so then after it melts it, you tick it and you tip it up and it pours it into the crayon molds. What I like about this is it makes these cute little baby crayons. What I don't like about this is that once you stick it in there and you put the little timer on for it to start melting, you do not get to open that puppy until it says it's cooled off. Great feature for working with kids. Super, super, super. Not so great feature with working with crafty mamas that would really like to stick the poured crayon into a mold or, somewhere else. So, if you want cute little crayons like this, which is what we're going to do for the Valentines, then, you're dead on. Yes, I want to put some glitter in there too. But if you wanted to use it to melt the crayon and then pour it into a mold, kind of like you would a candle or something, no, not at all. What we've used in the past to make crayons with, and I wish I had one in front of me, but we've given most of ours away, is like doing some old, well, not even old. I've even made cakes in it after I've made crayons in it. But like some Wilton shaped pans. I've got one that's a star shaped. That's really, really cool. And when I do those, what I do is I get, of all things, my wire cutters. And I'm talking like, El Cheapo Walmart wire cutters. And I cut them about 1/4 of an inch long and fill that up so that I have a mixture of colors. And I'll do like, if I do reds, I'll do like I'm doing here with some red and pink and purple and violet and that kind of stuff. And I'll put those into my little container, my little star or heart or whatever I'm going to do. And then I put them in the oven about 200 degrees. So technically we could make some pretty cool casts out of amazing mold putty and do this. And I put them in there like that. I found that the 1/4 inch crayon really, really does an excellent job of melting really easily and evenly, because they're all going to be about the same shape, and it melts really cool, and it makes neat little speckledy marks on your crayons and stuff. It's a lot of fun. So I have to make a few more of these. I might have about 18 here, and Sam's got 22 in her class. So we're going to make a few more of these to go with our little mini notebooks. And so the next thing is we're going to make a mini notebook. Absolutely, Terry, you can make your own crayon mold if you want the shape of a crayon. Absolutely. They're not allowing candy or gifts or anything for us. That's not very fun. Right. And that's what they're doing with Sam, is she can put who it's from on her card or whatever, but not who it's to, and it's just simply for them to make it faster to pass stuff out. So, I don't know. I think Udi would be a lot of fun. One of those Udi pour molds. I need one of those. I had access to one for a while when I was in a scrapbooking organization, but when we disbanded, we donated our Udi mold to the local scrapbook store here, and so it's up there for anybody to use whenever they want to. Hello, Fab. I'm glad you have it. Yeah, most things I can melt in my oven and do. So except for the crayons. The crayons I have melted in my crayon melting machine. And it makes really cute little crayons. I really like them. They're lots of fun. So, and it makes this weird little shape if you get it over full. And I don't have it sitting here anymore. I think Sam took off with it to color with it. But these will be with our stuff. So, alrighty. Any questions about molding crayons?
Pizza. Eat that one piece of pizza, please.
Okay, what I want to start with is the little notepad. And what I have done is I've already pre-cut these. I have a thinner piece of cardboard. This is a cardboard that Mom puts in with paper when she sends paper to people to make it not go all bendy, but it's not as thick as a chipboard. So if you're looking at these too close up, you can see the chipboard is much thicker than just the cardboard being on the bottom. Moms are super great. So I have for this one piece of chipboard, and this is Basil chipboard. It's also available in Mommy's store. But I've cut this to 4 inches by 2.5 inches. And the same with my cover. This is going to be the cover of my book. And we're going to do this with the Bind It All. So if you have a Bind It All, this is probably what I spend 90% of my time using it for, is making little notebooks. Because Sam loves these. She loves these just to have. Just like Amanda makes up the little cut-up books. This is Sam's favorite thing. because you can put a bunch of pages in it. I just took regular white printer paper, copy paper, and cut these into a 4-inch by 2.5-inch size, Mommy. And let me explain the reason I did that. Because that size just happens to be the perfect size for one crunch of the Zutter. I can put it in here and it'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes across. And that is the perfect size for this. You could make it a little wider if you wanted one a little wider, go all the way across 3 inches. But I like it to be, I like it to have 5 little holes. So that's why I'm going to do that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this first before I cut it. So when I cut it, I'm cutting through the whole thing. Is everybody in here familiar with what a Zutter is? Okay. This was made with the Zutter Bind It All, okay? And it has, it takes a coil. Let me get my coil that I'm going to use. It takes a coil that looks like this, okay? And they come in all range of colors. I like my pink, but I have, because I have lots of use for black, red, and blue. I get black, red, and blue in bulk. But they have this one that I was using on mine is this beautiful brass. Love the brass. And they come in a variety of sizes because this is going to be a little book and not as fat and chunky as this book was. I'm going to use this smaller size, and this will be perfect for Sam's little book. But anyway, what you do is it cuts, the Zutter will cut these holes across here and cut the paper holes and all that. Because of the fatness, this is actually paper clay. It's Delight paper clay. It was a little bit too fat for this. I made a mold of this to make this in. So this I actually cut with my X-Acto knife, but the pages were all cut with the Zutter. The chipboard was cut with the Zutter, okay? And then you put all your papers in here, you line it up, and this one I've been playing with, so it normally makes a better thing and will make it close all the way. But when you crimp it, it closes this all the way. I didn't close it all the way, but yes, it also cuts acrylic, and it's wonderful. But anyway, so it makes little notebooks like this. This is also, when I put up my post this weekend after our blog hop, this will also, I will show you the project that I made at my last crafty gig, where I did the acrylic squares that say love for my front door, and I have used the Zutter to bind my love together. That's what I decided to do instead of something else. Find something she wants to watch and shut up. So, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It has some adjustments here on the front. You can move, let me take this off. You can move it back and forth depending on how wide your coils are that you're going to make. And there's some, sorry, that part's dusty on mine. But there's some measurements right there. I don't know if you can see them real well. And then there's also some little templates that go there. And you pull out its little foot. And when you lay it down, you see this right here. This is what crimps it, where my finger is. Okay. And this is also what cuts it. So when you're cutting it in here, I don't know if you can see them come out. See if you can see them come out. You can see the little dies. See those little metal teeth that come out right there? See them? That cuts it down in there in between. And then here you is where you're going to crimp it to make it tighten that coil. So it's a neat little tool. I love it. I played with this, and I need to push this back up because I am going to be using about a 1/2 inch coil. And so I want it to be in the right spot for that. So the first thing I want to do is cover my book top, and then after that we'll get to, you know, cutting holes and everything. It could straighten them for you, Fab. You know, you're welcome to try it if you want to. What I want to use for my book is a fun no, I don't want to use that. I want to use this piece of stuff here. Okay. I am going to make some bees to go on the front of this, and I want to put on it Be Mine, and my bee is going to be yellow, black, and white, and it's going to have hearts. So I'm going to use this this piece here. Hi, more whimsies. This is one of my favorites. I'm so glad you asked. This is Core Impressions cardstock. It's part of the Jenny Bolin collection. It's Coordinations cardstock. And what is special about this is this one already comes pre-imprinted. So this one has, like, if you do 12 by 12. Hi, Barbara. It comes with this lovely, really big kind of top note design, and you get it in several colors. And if you'll notice on the back, it's a different color than on the front. And what it is it has it's where you can sand it. It's really, really cool stuff. So this one has several of that form. The one I picked is the one that has the definition of love on it, and so this is like printed typeset words and stuff, and so that's what I want to use. And then let's see, this one also has these yummy huge polka dots, which are really, really cool. And then it has this really pretty kind of, let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Let's do it on a different color. Hang on. Can it focus on the red? There. Can you see that one? It's real tapestry looking. It's very pretty. I love that. So that's what's in this set. I've used it for several different things. It is very pretty. They have several Core Impressions Jenny Bolin things. This one is, what do they call it? I'm looking. Does this one have a name? Because the other one that I used on my card the other day was out of the brown one. Does this one have a name, Mama? It's Jenny Bolin Red Black. There you go. Hang on. My chat just went AWOL. Just a second. I can't see. I want the audience. There we go. Okay. And here you can kind of see. Let's see. Here it is. That's the one I picked. Is this one with the words that I'm going to kind of do some sanding on. And then here's the other ones when you sand those. Isn't that great? I love this paper. Hey, Sandra. Hey, everyone who's having difficulty getting in tonight. Sorry y'all are having difficulties getting in. But love this paper. It's beautiful paper. It says Valentine to me. So I want to trim out a piece for my little card. And I'm going to trim it to 2.5 by 4 also. And I'm trimming it so that the words are going the right direction. I'm notorious for not trimming it properly, so words going correct direction. We are making little books. That's what we're making. And for whatever reason, I got over here without sandpaper. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me walk over here and get some sandpaper. No, just a second. Thank you. Haha, and guess what I found? I found my my heart punch too. I'm so happy. Okay. I'm just using regular 100 grit sandpaper. You can use, half the time I use a nail file. You can use a sanding block. There's tons of things that you can use. But that's usually what I end up doing. And this is fun. I love this. The one I picked is light on the inside. So when I sand it, it's going to have a lighter color. It's not going to be as dramatic as the other ones that have the darker. There's some that are darker. Now, if you're not familiar with coordinations, they have a set of papers that aren't embossed at all. And so, see, that is what I did. I just sanded it. And so it brings the texture of the paper out. Okay. This one here is not sanded. This one is sanded. So, there are ones in the pad that were darker, and it would have, just popped up those letters like the ones I showed you on the back of the pad. I like this one because I want to have some stuff going on, and I wanted just a little bit of yeah, it's a shade lighter, exactly. Because see, it's just a little bit different in color, very much lighter. So, but I wanted it just to be subtle, have some subtle words back here. It's kindergarten. They're not going to sit and read it, but the little texture would be a lot of fun. I can show you. Let me show you. I'm gonna sand on the end of this piece of paper that I had cut. Okay, I sanded that. Now, if I wanted to come back over it and lightly hit it with ink or pan pastel, exactly, that's how it would ink really nicely. So, I mean, it's a fun group of things to work with. One of my favorite things is one of their pads is called Chocolate. Chocolate is awesome. because all of the tops are a kind of shade of brown, different shades of brown. And all the backs are really, really rich, vibrant colors. Red, yellow, green, blue, purple, tons of them. And what you can do, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is to take it and like die cut it or punch it with, like, say, the Stampin' Up! Punch that has the little bird and the little twig on it. Cut the twig out with the brown that has the green underneath. Sand your leaves green and leave the stem brown. It's just such a cool thing. So this is going to be my lid. And actually, I kind of like the pink on there, guys. So I think I'm going to do that anyway. Even though I said I wouldn't, I think I am. Because I kind of like it. So it's kind of a bonus. I love this paper too, Molly. Coordinations is probably one of my favorites. And that is what I won. I know I was talking to you guys about a challenge my mom presented me with, not to use craft for a while because I apparently overuse the word craft, and or not the word craft, the ink craft, the pad craft. And so what she sent me for my winnings for behaving and making over 10 cards without using any craft cardstock at all is a coordinations pad that matches some of the Graphic 45 paper, but it's their craft core pad. So, you know, I was a good girl, so I earned the right to have craft in my life again, right? So, the glue I'm using to glue this on, which makes it really nice and yummy, is the Beacon 3-in-1 craft glue. Love this glue. It's my favorite. I deserve it. I did do very good. And even though the challenge is over, I have not used craft in my cards yet. I hear a grumbling Susan. I'm sorry, Susan. No more prices. That's true. Okay, so this is my base that I'm going to build my little bee on. For my bee, I'm going to use punchies because I like punchies and punchies are fun. I'm going to use a simple circle punch. This is very old. It's about an inch wide. Inch circle punch. I use that. For my bee's wings, I'm going to use this one here. Okay. And I could use this cute little one if I wanted a big bee with little wings, because that's fun too. And then for the stripes, I'm just going to die cut some simple stripes. So I like this yellow for my bee. And this is some just black. Okay. To make our little chunky bee. I'm going to cut one of those. I'm trying to see. I may do 2 little bees. And then for the for his stripes, I'm going to cut some little 1/4 inch stripes real quick using my little guillotine cutter. That will probably be more than enough striping for my little fat bee. And then I want to use my little 2-hole punch to do some eyes for him. And he's going to have some little white wings that I'm going to glitter. And let me see. I had a piece of white cardstock just sitting right here ready to go. This heart punch with the 3. This is the old Stampin' Up! Heart punch. They have it in one of the nice little square ones now too, but this one's Stampin' Up! It's just the one I have. Oh my goodness, what, Terry? We will see you later, Sandra. I'm glad you stopped by. Unless you can get them to watch. May not. If I wanted to make my little bee have a stinger, the easiest way to do that is to do this end of the heart. So I'm going to do that in black because he's going to have a little black stinger. And the reason I picked doing punchies for a project like this is because I can get all my punchies punched. And generally when I'm doing this, what I'll do is I'll take strips like this and I'll run it through my Xyron. And that way I'm not using glue separately. I've just got it all Xyron and I stick it together. I chose not to do that tonight for whatever silly reason. We will discover that reason later, I guess. But I'm going to trim off my heart so that this is the stinger on my bee. Aw, thanks for tweeting me, Fab. When Fab tweets, I get messages to my phone, and I have my cell phone in case I go off the air and I don't notice it, which has happened before. So anyway, so here's my little guy with his little stinger. And then I'm going to put, and the same thing with the strips, is I'll run the strips through the Xyron as well, so that I just have strips of stuck stuff. So I'm going to just do this real lightly. And stick them and trim them. And this little guy, I like his stripes to be kind of even to his body, but not too even. And I'll do 2 of them here. And then he gets an eyeball. like this. And the easiest way to do an eyeball is, like I said, this cute little punch. It's like a button punch or something. It's also Stampin' Up. And use my quickie glue to stick it on. Well, my super spit is not working tonight, guys. Sorry. Here we go. And so, here he is without his wings. So I'm going to get the other one, and then we'll do the wings and glitter them. It's fun to do punchy art. I used to collect punchies before they got shapes and stuff, and I have a bunch of really cool vintage punchies that are a lot of fun. But my favorite, since I've this bee looks a little wonky. I trim him a little better. My favorite thing to do, since they have all these shapes and stuff, is to do punch art with them, because they just beg for punch art. One of the reasons I chose to do bees is because my kids' class, they're yellow jackets, and when they're little, the school refers to them as bees. And so one of their mottos is, be the best bee you can be. And so I'll have these little bees on there with little hearts. And let's see, we're going to have him going this way. And we'll have him going this way. Or him and her, or her and her, or whatever. We have our little bees going each direction. Okay, so here's our little bees, how they're going to be flying. Aren't they cute? Honey and salt. It could be honey and salt. And then I'm going to stick that back there behind him for his little wings. Now see, look at this. With the little wings, hang on. If you wanted to, these are two different styles of bees, okay? Let me get them positioned. Let's see if I can get this up to you so you can see it better. You could either do your bee with the two little wings like this, or you could do the big bee wing like that. Either one. I'm kind of liking the little wings myself tonight. What do you think, guys? You like the little wings? You like the big one, Molly? We'll go with the big one because Molly likes the big one. So I'm going to stick him on there, and then I'm going to glitter him, because Valentines need glitter, in my opinion. You like the little ones, Barbara? And Jen likes the little ones. Well, I promise when I'm making these, I'll make some with little wings and some with big wings. For right now. And this is what I'm going to use to do my glitter. Is I'm going to use the Quickie glue pen. This is lots and lots of fun. And I'm going to just kind of swirl it. I'm just kind of scribbling on it. And when I bring him up here to you, maybe you can see the glue that's applied. Can you see it? Just barely. It's a very light blue. It's on there. Trust me. Faintly. Yes. And he is a lot of fun with Prismaglitter on him. And Prismaglitter, well, it's awesome. There we go. Okay. Ready? Little sparkle. See, I don't like Tombow glue pens anymore, ever anymore. I used to have Tombow glue pens, and they just drive me crazy. I love the Quickie glue pen, and I love my Beacon glue. Yeah, stop fighting with your supplies. So here we go. So now we have our little bees for our cover. I love my little bees. I need to turn them the right way so that the words are going the right direction, because this is going to be for kindergartners, and they will be the first ones to tell you that your stuff is not going the right direction. And because they are just on top of it. And I've punched out another, and I can either use the big red heart. Actually, I think I may use the red heart and maybe the little red heart to go with them. So I need 3 little red hearts, sorry. Black flocking would be very cute too, Fab. I agree. I didn't have black flocking though, I don't think. We'll put some little bee hearts on there. So, I'm going to make 22, Molly, of those. I'm making 22! Oh, it'll go fast, because what I'll do is I'll have my strips with the yellow, and I'll have them already adhesed, and I'll just clip, 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 and then I'll do the same with my black. The bees, I think I'm going to actually just glue them down, and then the hearts I'm going to pop up. So, give the hearts just a little bit of dimension. I'm going to put the hearts on. I'm going to actually, I'm going to put the hearts on last, because I don't want them to be in the way when I go to run it through my Zutter. Yeah, exactly. I'll assembly line it, and it will go so fast. It will make your head spin. And actually, it'd be fun, because I'll get all the bees done, and I'll have them stuck down to a sheet. I'll take a picture when I have all the bees done. I'll have 44 bees standing in a row. So, okay, so there we go. So I'm going to move the little hearts off to the side for a second. Okay. And now here's where the fun begins, because we have this. We get to play, I say. Alright. Now, when I put this in, I want my holes up here. So I'm going to put it down inside here. And there's adjustments over here. If I was doing this for a long thing, longer than 6 holes, I could move this around. I could leave this open so it could freely go through here, and I could keep going. But as I said before, one of the reasons I made it this size is so I only have to punch once, okay? So these adjustments over here, I don't have to worry about. And I'm going to put it in, and what I'm looking at when I put it in here is I want it to be positioned so that it is lined up here, and this is why I chose the side I did. I want it to be lined up here, and so it's going to cut holes, and it's not going to partially cut a hole over here. If it was lined up in the middle, it would partially cut a hole, and I don't want it to partially cut a hole. I want it to line up right here. So when I do this, I have to make sure the bar is pulled out in the back so that I just pull it down, pull my lever down, and it cuts the holes. Aren't they beautiful? Okay. So I love this because, like Mommy said, it'll cut through acrylic. It'll cut through a CD. Because you know me and my CDs, I'm always cutting something with them, right? It cuts through chipboard like a butter. And then do my little papers. And you could put any kind of paper in here. You could put notebook paper in here, grid paper, white paper. The reason Sam prefers white paper in hers is because her little classmates like to draw and color, and so that's why she asked for the white paper. I was cutting holes. Now, this is the hardest part of the whole shooting match, okay? When you put your book together, and this has probably about 30 pages in here, okay? Put it like you want it, all right? And then take the back cover and flip it over so that it's in front. And the reason I do this is because you could just say, all right, just stick it like this. But what if you had decorated the back? You know? So, Mommy can answer that question for you better, Fab. The pink Zutter came out. They're on the floor because I'm going to pop them. Or not on the floor, they're on the table. Because I'm going to pop them up. And I didn't want it to get in the way of my squishing stuff, Molly. That's where the red hearts went. Mommy can answer better about the difference between the pink Zutter and the brown one. This, whatever color this is aqua. This one came out later, or earlier. So the pink one is newer. And they did some adjustments, I know, over here on how this works. And it's a little snazzier. I got mine for my birthday before she got the pink ones in the store. And so that's why I have that one. And I love my Zutter. The wires come, like I said, you can buy a package of them. And I just noticed just 5 seconds ago, I have a package over here. They'll come in little sets like this. And you get like 6 in a package. These are the brass ones. I'm not using the brass ones. I'll use the pink ones because it's Valentine's. And what I do when I put this on is I want this line to be here. So I put it in this way so that this is the back of my book. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this. And you notice my Tim Holtz scissors cut through these wires really nicely. Or you could use your snippers. Actually, I also have a little pair of Zutter snippers, but you see, I always grab for my Tim Holtz scissors. So, you put this in between here, like that. Need to pull my bar out again. That helps stabilize it, so when you're cutting, you don't, have things flying everywhere. And you squish. Keep your fingers out of the way. And that's a better binding where it's all, close together like that. And then, so here's my little book. Okay. So see, those will go really, really fast doing a whole bunch of those. And I'm using just my regular foam squares. I'm going to pop dot this puppy up. Getting all my little foam squares on the back of these little hearts. This will probably be the hardest part of the whole shooting match, is getting all these little foam squares on the backs of the hearts. And good night, Vince. Thank you for coming. I will see you perhaps tomorrow at Dawn's show. I believe Dawn is streaming tomorrow. And, of course, Sunday on Fab's show. But there you go, guys. So everybody in the class will get one of these. And they'll get a cute little crayon. And probably what we'll do is we'll stick the crayon. Maybe. See if it fits. It doesn't fit. We'll figure out how to do it. We'll probably put them in a little bag. And give everybody one of these. And then what Sam will do is she'll write, she'll write Love Sam or From Sam or whatever on the back. Yeah, with a piece of string. Like a little ribbon or something. I'll figure that out tomorrow. But I love that. I think those will be so much fun. So then they have a place where they can draw. Yay! So, alright, so that's projecty number 1. Can you stand to see more? Good night, Terry. Thanks for dropping by. I'll do chocolate without you. Well, bye, Barbara. Thank you for stopping by. Molly can see more. Well, we have a lot of fun in that class. Sam's class, I don't know if y'all remember the mummies we made with the duct tape. We did that for her class. And then we also made the little mummy notepads for Halloween. So, Sam likes not having traditional treats and stuff for her treats that she gives her class. Alright, now, I'm going to show you how to line this up, and then we're going to make some of these, and these are lots and lots of fun. We require chocolate for this. Okay, come right back. Well, go ice your neck, Dawn. Watch the playback. Will you be streaming tomorrow morning, Dawn? Hi, Mommy. Would you like to see what we made? We finished one project. If you could talk, Mommy, there was a question and I couldn't really answer it. Okay. She's streaming at 4 Pacific, which is 6 Central, 7 Eastern, I think midnight Fab time. You know, Susan, I am so impressed you're still here. That's a question. No. Sorry, Mommy. The question was, because I'm using the aqua bind it all, they were noticing the pink bind it all is what I believe you have in the store. What were the improvements that were made between the two? Because it was slightly different than the one I had. I can't remember. Was it maybe a little bit bigger in the cutting hole? I'm impressed, Susan. You took a nap for your flashy Smurf. I can't remember what your Smurf name was. You're going to laugh, Fab. She's in Florida. Yeah, she's Eastern. But she's sleepy. Okay. While Mommy's looking that up, I'm using, this is the cardstock from Basic Gray. I'm using the pack that has the pink, has this lovely white. And while I was playing around and looking at it, I really kind of like this brown. I don't know if you can see. The brown has some reds and some pinks in the hues. So I may play with some of this also. I'm going to make some wrappers for my candies. And then we're going to make the box. So I think I'm going to make the box with the chocolate to kind of indicate that there's going to be chocolate in it. Okay. And I'll make the wrappers with this. So what I want to do, before I get too carried away, I'm going to ink up my stamp. Now I have two background stamps that I really like to use for Valentine's. One is this heart one. Both of these are old Stampin' Up! Ones. I don't know if these even exist anymore. If Karen's still in the room, she can tell you. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This one is called Happy Hearts, and this one is, I think, Love Defined, is what this one is probably called. Where is it? No, it's by definition. But it's got the definition of love. I like this one. This is the one I'm going to use. The reason I'm not using this one is because I'm going to put these on this, and you're not going to get the effect, that you would with just some text wrapping around it, right? What this one is good for, remember the sour cream containers we made at Halloween? This one is good to use with pink or red stays on and stamp it on clear film, the transparency, and make those sour cream containers with this stamped on it. This is very, very, very cool. Mommy, why are you censored? Sorry, there's allow links. Try it again, Mommy. I don't know why it censored you. It has a wider punching channel, so this space right here is wider. And this was a little bit different how this worked, right? Hi, Pam. Welcome back. I think how this worked was a little bit different. But I remember this being wider here. So, extended paper guide. Yeah. I can't remember what. Apparently, it wasn't important enough for me to go run out and buy a new one because the one I had was working just fine. Okay. So, I'm going to use this white that has, when you look at it, sometimes it has like a kind of a pinkish hue, and sometimes it has kind of a greenish hue, but I like it. It's beautiful. And I'm going to use my big stamp here. And if I was concerned about this having a really good coverage, I would probably stick like a mouse pad underneath here. But I'm not uber concerned. I don't think it's necessary. And the only reason I'm using Distress ink versus anything else is because I just like this color. This is worn lipstick, and it's just a real, it says Valentine's to me. So, so I'm going to stamp this. Yeah, you could paint it. Or use your alcohol inks to make it black. So, this did that. But I'm okay with that. And I'm going to cut this in 1-inch pieces. So I may need a little more, I don't know. Because I'm not going to use the whole strip. I'm glad you're happy with your UD and your AMP, Susan. That's awesome. Okay. What I'm starting with is covering our little candies here. And I picked a 1-inch strip. And the idea here is that we're going to wrap this around, okay? And then your candy will have this cute little thing. I also want to, when I wrap this around, I want it to, I'm just going to cut this for the sake of size. So this is probably about, what do you think that is? Let's put a measure area on it. 1, 2, it's about 3 1/4. Probably a 3-inch would be plenty, truth be told. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the edges a little bit, just to kind of make it special. And I am going to use my tape runner. And Mommy just gave me a whole bunch of new tape runners. Night, Fab. I'll talk to you later. See you this weekend when you're streaming. Okay, I know Sam does not have my tape runner. It just walked away. I am going to put that down. And so this way Will can give little boxes of chocolates to his friends. So, all right. You get the idea? Well, I can send chocolates your ways, guys. Of course, y'all do realize that requires me to go to the post office. Yes, you can definitely print these out if you wanted to. Whatever makes this process simpler. I stamped because I like to stamp. Karen, not a fan of our post office. That still requires me to be able to get my stuff down there, Karen. It's not that I'm not a fan of our post office. It's that our post office is just a pain, and I hate to go to the post office. So, all right, just for noticing, what I just did is I cut one that was exactly 3 inches. That little bit extra that you get by making it 3 1/4 makes it a little simpler to use. So this one I'm going to cut 3 1/4. Just so you know. Yes, it's difficult to find the post office in our town. You know why it's difficult to find the post office in our town? Because the post office in our town, we have 3 or 4 windows, okay? 3 or 4. They have 1 person. 1. It does not matter if there's 400 people lining up out the door or just 1. But they have 1 person working the front. And no plans. No plans to make more. Now, there's more than 2 holes there. There's got to be at least 3. Because there's the first one, and then there's the one that's always empty, and then there's the next one. I think there's 3 that actually could be used. So, but, yeah, or 4. But they never, ever, they have 1 person. On the very rare occasion, they will send a guy up and say, do you need to, just pick something up? Because I'll go back and look for it. So if you have one of those, like, call notices in your mailbox, they'll go look for something for you and pick it up. But they, someone actually providing service, they won't do anything about that. They just have the 1. And now, that one I didn't edge. And I don't like it as much. I'm going to slide him off and edge him. Yeah. One of my good friends and a friend, he's one of Sam's Valentines, is the postal worker that lives around the corner from me. He delivers mail to my office. And I talk to him from time to time about my irritants with the I had edged it with ink, Molly, and I forgot to edge that one, so I took him off and edged him. You know, edging. It's a technical term, Molly. You don't edge things, Molly? You can edge them with weed eaters, or you can edge them with ink. Your garden might have an edge, right? Okay, so now we have 4 little candies. You can make this box whatever size you want to. I like to make them so that they're snug around our candies. So they need to be about 2 3/4 inches wide. Because here to here is 2 3/4 inches. Okay. And they need to be about 2 inches in depth. So you could do a 2x3 box or a 2 3/4 box. So now that's going to be this part. Now what you'll want to do after that is then have the height twice. So about 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So you'll need to add 1.5 inches. So let's do the math, because I know y'all are going, oh my God, she's doing math. So let me show you how to construct a box, because if you have different candies, you're going to want to know this stuff, okay? So for the widest part, it's going to be 2 3/4 plus on either side 3/4, which is actually 1.5 inches, and you're going to do that twice. So really we're adding 3 inches, but I'm going to show you in the math part, okay? We're adding 3 inches to those sides. So knowing that we're adding 3 inches, it's going to be 5.75 is that dimension. And so this is going to be 2 plus 3 inches, because they're the same on this side, okay? So that'll be 5. So your new dimension is going to be 5.75 times 5. And then what we're going to do is, like, pretend this is the base. We're going to score here twice, and here twice, and here twice, and here twice, okay? So we're going to do scoring action on our piece that we're going to cut. So let's cut 1. And I'm going to use the brown for the top. I want to use the pink for the bottom. And one reason I like this cardstock is because it matches Yummy Basic Gray stuff. Hello. But also because it's colored on both sides. So we need this to be 5 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to go ahead and cut bases for 2 of these. Now, for the lid to go on this, I want to make this about 1/4 of an inch more. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the tops also. And actually it can be less than that, because it doesn't have to go all the way down the side. But I'm just going to do just a simple box that'll go all the way down the side. And you'll understand what I'm talking about in just a minute. So it'll be 5 1/4 there. Okay. Have y'all constructed this kind of box before? Night, Manda. I know you have, Mommy. Has anybody else? No. Hi, Vedette. I did not see you come in. Okay. I'm going to start with the base. Okay. And I'm using my handy dandy score it. And I'm going to do 1.5 all the way around. And hopefully this works because my math is working right. Okay, now to check our measuring, put our little dudes in here and see they're going to fit the base of the box. You see where the scoring is, guys, and how they fit in there? So, all right. Wow, 7 degrees. Ick. Okay. Now, if I measure this just inside of the 3/4 inch mark, just like a smidge inside, it will fold better because it gives it just a smidge fold in. Okay. Now, so see, I've got all my score marks. All right. And this is where the candies are going to fit. And actually, the candies are going to fit in here because I'm going to flip it over to do my folding. But look at how you want that. Now, do you want your short end to be on here? You know, is that where you want to do your flip over? And I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this square here. I cut it like that. But I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to cut it completely off because if I cut it completely off, my box won't form. So I'm going to cut on the short or on the long side. Because what these will do is these will fold over and my legs that are hanging out here will go in there, okay? So let's do this and then fold. Okay, and so I'm going to fold these in. Now, if I wanted to, so that this was not real bulky, I could trim that a little bit, but I'm going to leave them for now and see if I like how it fits together. Okay, and so inside my little box, my little chocolates fit. So I'm going to pop these out because I want to put adhesive in 2 places. One is I want to put adhesive just right there to hold these together. And then right here so that when I fold this, there's adhesive right there. And it goes right there. Okay. So here we go. This goes in. Some of the candies, they go in here. If we wanted to put a little note in there, we can. I probably could have made this a little bit shorter. Or made it taller and have, you know, 2 layers of candies. But I kind of like it because, like I said, if we wanted to put a little note in here, we could. Okay? So this is going to be our top. And as you see, it's just a smidge It's not a smidge on this one. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Well, of course it's the exact same size on that one. Well, I am going to make it a different dimension. Okay, let me explain what I'm looking at. I thought I had cut them so that they were a quarter of an inch on both sides bigger, but they're not, are they? So what I'm going to do is make an adjustment. When we measured for this one, we accounted for a 3/4 inch depth. Okay, instead I'm going to make it about a 1/4 inch depth, or probably about 3/8, but that's getting really technical. So I'm going to do my math again real quick, because I want the lid to be just a smidge wider. So instead of 2, that needs to be 2 1/4, and this needs to be 3. And we're going to add 3/8 and 3/8 is 6/8, which is really 3/4. And 3/4 and 3/4 is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to add 1.5 inches. So I'm going to make my square actually be 4.5 by 3 3/4. And what that'll do is it'll make a shorter lid. So let me move this. Bring my cutter back up. Okay, nobody call me right now because my phone just slid off where I can't reach it. Like, wave really big in the room so I can see what you need me for if you need me. Okay. By 3 3/4. Thanks, Cheryl. That's a better box than you make, Molly. Well, it's a simple box. Everybody can make this box. This is an easy box. Okay, so 3/8 and 3/8. We need it to be 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Not quite. 7/5. This is similar to the base we did making the little match boxes, remember? This is very similar to that base. And if you have the Matchbox die, by all means, use it. Okay, so okay, what I'm looking at is to see how off I am. And I am really off. So I'm going to go back and scoot up a little here. Make that a different cut. So my box lid will look a little strange. So you know, gang, sometimes that happens. Okay, that's better. Because you want the lid to be a little bit bigger than your box so it fits nicely, but not too much bigger. And that ended up being about a solid 3/4. So I'm going to just come in here and put another notch right there at the 3/8 mark where it should have been. so that when I fold this, there you go. So now I will fold and fold and fold and fold. And again, I'm trimming this long piece here so that they tuck in nicely on the end. Okay, so here's this. These are coming in just like the big one. Okay, this one doesn't lap over like the smaller one did, so I'm just going to put my adhesive here so that it comes up, and then this will come down over it. And again, this comes up, and this comes down over it. So that this little lid. Isn't it cute? Okay, so here's your little box with your little lid. It's got your chocolates in it. Now, how would I finish this off? You could punch a little tag that just says to from. You could do your, ooh, this would be fun. Let's do this. This is Sam's new punch that she got for Christmas, and she is letting me use it. And so I have that. And then I have some little stampies somewhere. Okay. What I punched, y'all didn't see that. I just stuck him on here lightly, and then I'm going to put to from or love or something like that. These, however many Will wants for his class, for his friends, they don't really, in the bigger grades, they don't do a whole lot of exchanges anymore, which is kind of sad. It takes all the fun out of things. But they could, you know, he may want some to give to his friends and stuff, and he'll help me make them. He is really into crafting and stuff, so he'll help me make them. Totally mixing inks here. I'm going to use this Cranberry Crisp because it'll make a pretty love. And see, Will may not want love on all his, but so I just stamped it like that, where it says love and has the little cupid. And then use a piece of pretty ribbon if he wants ribbon on them, or he can just, yeah, glue those on there. Night, Jen. Thanks for coming. Remember, I have Scrappy Gig next week. We'll be doing stamping in your scrapbooks. And we will be announcing the winner. So if y'all been scrapbooking along, please make sure to put your scrapbook page on my blog space. I think I only have one that I know of from Amanda. I haven't checked it in the last day or two. But, yeah. Please remember to do that. And so we'll have little boxes of chocolate. Do you love? I love. I think these are lots of fun. So, well, those are the projects that I wanted to do tonight. Yay. How is everybody? She'll have fun. Thank you, Molly. I love it. I think, it doesn't have to have a pink bow on it. So if he wanted to give it to some of his guy friends, he could make it look manly if he wanted to, so it's not pink and brown. But my other project, yes, Vedette. Sam I Am did not want to give candy. She wanted to give colored crayons. So I talked a little bit about melting crayons before the show started. And then this is what we made to go with them, was these little notepads. So we'll, and Fab mentioned tying like a little bow and a string onto that. I think that's what we'll do. Or put them in like a little cello envelope with the thing. But yeah, I like the bow idea too. And so they can use them for drawing pads and stuff. So we did the little punchy art. I showed them how to make a little bee out of circles and stripes and hearts, and that's what we made. I thought they were cute. And the Sam I Am loves stuff like this, and so her class will love it too. So, but those were the Valentines we created. Next week is my scrapbook gig. Let me slip some slides up here. Really, I've only had Kool-Aid, folks. Really. Let's see. My Scrappy Challenge is still going on. Be sure to enter a layout. You can enter up to 4 layouts each month. This month is just to do some scrapbooking and get it in there. And we will have a grab bag that I will draw for and announce on the show next week. Next week's show for Scrappy Gig is at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's on this same channel, and it's going to be scrapbooking, and we're going to be using stamps in our scrapbook. And I'm very excited because I like to do stamping as backgrounds and stuff, but also I had gotten a bunch of journaling stamps, and when I was looking for my Valentines that I wanted to use, I found those again, so I'm very excited about that. Tonight, everything except for the chocolate, I believe is available through cutandpastememories.com as normal. Don't forget, we still have the Crafty Gig code. So if you wanted to make a special order or do an order, Crafty Gig works on everything, I believe, except for the Bind It All. Bind It All has some special buyers rules, and one of them is that they have to sell that a certain way, and I believe the Bind It All is the one that's affected by that. And please remember, Crafty Gig is every second and fourth Friday. We're going to be doing a special hide-a-book, some fun stuff, how to create one of those at the next Crafty Gig, and getting ready for doing some upcycled stuff. So I hope you can join me. I'm Leslie Ray everywhere you go. Leslie Ray on Blogspot. Please join me. I'm getting close to a special number of fans, and I think I need to have a giveaway. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm Leslie Ray's fan page on Facebook, Leslie Ray on Twitter, and Leslie Ray on Pinterest. So if you want to come by and see what I'm doing, I always try to pin my projects. I had a death of one of my friends, and so I didn't get my Ustream posted like I had wanted to do, and I didn't get my February calendar posted like I wanted to do. So I have a lot of posts coming up this weekend and next, and so that's what I'm going to be working on, getting all those ready and hopefully up on the blog. Tomorrow, though, I have a very, very fun blog. I'm very excited about it. And I'm not showing you the thing I made. It's quiet. It's a secret. But it's a Leslie Ray's very steampunk Valentine. And I have all kinds of cool crafty friends doing stuff. And there's things from all over. There's sewing and crocheting and paper crafts and dimensional crafts, and it's going to be really awesome. I'm very humbled to be among all these folks and that they want to be doing this with me because they're really talented and I'm very excited. So that's happening this weekend. Yes, steampunk. And Miss Susan is working on hers, I think, trying to finalize what she wanted to do. She had several projects, and Susan, show them all. Show everything you want to show. I'm going to have at least 2 projects on mine because I have the one that is done, and then I have the one that I'm going to finish now that I'm very excited about too. So I'll have 2. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope everybody is inspired by that. And then I will update my Ustream posts with the project I did last month with the door sign that says love. It's turned out really cool. I've just got to finish binding it together. I plan on posting that up on Sunday, and then the projects from today. I'll take pictures as we go through and do all the steps to doing that assembly line, so you can kind of see how much fun that's going to be. And that will go up pretty quick too. And then next week is my heavy duty blog week. I've got a post for Sakura. I'm on the design team for Sakura, so I have a post for that. I have a post for Crafty Ribbons. It's their bi-weekly challenge. I have a post for, of course, my weekly challenge with Digital Delights. I have a post for Amanda's Digi Shop, for AJ's Digi Shop. And I have a post for amazing mold products. It's all next week. I'm not sure how that happened, that they all got crammed into one week, but it'll be a busy, fun week, and you will hear lots from me. Hopefully you will enjoy it, and I hope to see you. So don't forget, get your scrapbook pages done, get them in. I hope you join us, Karen, because like I said, there's prizes to be won. There's an links on my blog. If you look, when you pull my blog up at the top, it says for the Scrappy Challenge, click here. And you click on there and it takes you to the post where you can post your pictures on your end links. If you don't have a blog, you can have it linked to either a photo bucket or your fan page or your Facebook page. You're welcome to post them on my fan page and link it to that. Or you can email me and I'll help you get them up there if you want to put your stuff up there and be considered for the drawing. So if there are no questions, I believe I am done for the night. So I'm glad everybody came. It was good to see everybody. Got some new people in. Got some standbys in. So I hope everybody has an excellent weekend. And I hope those of you who are not feeling well get to feeling well soon, because it's no fun. And I will catch you later. So happy Valentine's Day. I will enjoy my weekend. I've got a fun weekend ahead. Like I said, lots of scrapbooking and crafting, and then we also have a pinewood derby in the middle of this, so it's going to be fun. Enjoy your movie, Molly. And thanks for coming, Karen. I'm glad to see you. And thanks, Cheryl and Vedette. I'm glad you came in. Who's left in my room? All my regulars bailed on me. They got tired. And Susan. Susan's still in the room. And Pam. Yay, Pam. Hi, Pam. And hi, guests. So everybody have a good night. I'll see you next week for scrapbooking, and then the next week for crafting again. So take care. Bye.